everyone, it's Emily here. Welcome back to my new place. Have you ever heard the saying, finding an apartment is harder than finding a soulmate? Well, I'm here to tell you that when it comes to renting in Canada, that might just be true. But guess what? After moving 5, 6, or maybe 7 or 8 Airbnb stays, actually I've lost count. Anyway, I just finally landed in my dream home. And today I'm going to share with you every single step of my journey from downloading the right apps to signing the lease. And even some tips on how to spot these pesky scammers. Trust me, if I can find my perfect apartment in just 1 week without any agent, so can you. Whether you're moving to Canada or just looking for a new place to call home, this video is going to be your ultimate guide to navigating the Canadian rental market like a pro. Let's get started. Okay, first thing first, let me tell you where I ended up. Yes, let's start with a room tour. I found a gorgeous 90 square meter condo in Abbotsford, a quiet city just a 50 minutes drive from the hustle and bustle of Vancouver. It's a cozy 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit with a cute little balcony. And guess this, I have my own bedroom and bathroom, all for just 880 Canadian dollars, which almost like 650 US dollars. This is a perfect price in terms of value for money, right? So, as soon as you walk in, on the left, you will find the kitchen. I really love the color scheme here. The kitchen is full equipped with pots, pans, and oven and microwave. On the left, when you enter, is a laundry room, which also has space for luggage and other things. The living room is actually quite spacious, and I absolutely adore this big window. On sunny days, I can just lie on the sofa and soak up the sun. My landlady is Japanese, so the house has a bit of Japanese style, which personally I really like it. So she also has a lot of plants. I don't know much about plants, but they definitely bring a lot of life to the place. The heating in the winter is by a fireplace, and it will be my first time using one, so I'm really looking forward to it. And here's my room. I can say it's simple and clean. I'm just obsessed with this bedside lamp. It makes me feel so cozy when I come home after work. And this is my private bathroom. My style is to keep things minimal, clean, and tidy. Here's our little balcony where I sometimes have breakfast in the morning. It's so nice. The only slightly awkward part is when neighbors walk by. I get a bit self-conscious. Don't get me wrong, my neighbors are amazing. It's just I'm so introverted. The living room also has 3 little beds for my landlady's dog, Maya. Maya has some separation anxiety, means she can't be left alone at home. But actually, she's such a good, well-behaved dog. She just has some scares and trauma while growing up. Alright, that's my room tour. I've been living here for just over 3 months now, and I absolutely love it. The city Abbotsford is also perfect for me because it's calm. The rent is about half of what I have to pay in Vancouver, and it still offers everything I need. Of course, if you are looking for more excitement, Vancouver's nightlife and culture scene are just a short drive away. Now, finding a place like this wasn't just about luck. It took some serious planning, smart decision making, and honestly, a bit of research. So, here's how I did it. First thing first, choosing the right apps. In Canada, renting without an agent is totally doable if you know where to look. I downloaded every app that was recommended on internet, including all of this. But after testing them all, I found that Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist were my go-to platforms. And of course, Google Maps helps all the time. Well, Facebook Marketplace has a ton of listings, but be warned, there's also a lot of fake posts. On the other hand, Craigslist may seem a bit outdated. What I mean is that the app's design and user experience feel a bit outdated, but it's where I finally found my dream apartment. The trick is to know how to sift through the noise to find those hidden gems. Even though I didn't use an agent, the rental process in Canada is still pretty straightforward. Here's how I break it down into 4 easy steps. The first step is to define your criteria. I started by narrowing down my search based on my job location. I focused on a 2 or 3 kilometer radius to make commuting a breeze. Since I'm living alone, I decided a condo would be a perfect. More security, less maintenance to worry about, and then I set my budget, which gave me a clear target while browsing. And within just a few hours of searching, I stumbled upon my current place. What really caught my eye? It's the landlady's dog. Yes, you heard me right. In her listing, she mentioned that she was looking for a tenant who loves dogs. And since I'm really a dog person, I have 2 cute dogs in China, 2 Pomeranians. I knew this was a match made in heaven. I immediately showed her an email introducing myself, explaining why I was interested, and asking to schedule a viewing. So here's a tip. Compared to the fast instant communication methods like phone calls and WeChat in China, Canadians love email communication. Everything is a bit slower paced, so be patient. Also, here's a time to bring up any questions or concerns you may have, such as, is a landlord the actual owner or a subletter? What's a neighborhood like? Are there nearby supermarkets or convenient public transportation? If you're sharing the space, how many roommates are there? What's their lifestyle like? Are there kids in the house? Is the unit furnished? What's included in the rent? Who pays for the utilities? Is parking or storage space available? If you're renting a house, who handles yard maintenance or snow removal? What are the conditions for ending the lease early? Is renter's insurance required? These questions might seem a bit detailed and conscious, but it's always better to discuss them upfront, right? And the second step is to schedule a viewing. After a few days of emailing back and forth, we were both still interested. So we scheduled a time for me to check out the place. And here's my advice. Always view the apartment in person. No matter how tempting it may be to sign a lease online, especially if you are overseas, it's just not worth the risk. If you can, visit the neighborhood both during the day and at night. The atmosphere can change drastically, and you will want to know what you are getting into, right? Plus, meeting the landlord face-to-face is crucial. You can get a feeling for their personality. If you're going to live with a landlord, it's important to get a sense of whether your energies are compatible. Trust me, your relationship with your roommate can really impact your overall happiness. And as someone who loves dogs, I could tell this was going to be a great match. The third step is to filling out the application. After our first meeting, we both felt good about the potential agreement. But then my landlady asked me for references from my previous stays in Canada, including my Airbnb hosts. Well, at first, I was a bit taken aback, but then I realized that her caution was a good sign. Only scammers don't usually care about references, right? They just want your money as quickly as possible. So I spent the next day gathering the necessary contacts, and after my landlady confirmed that I was a trustworthy tenant, we moved on to the next step. She requested some additional information and documents from me, and by the next day, she sent over a lease agreement. So here's another pro tip. In British Columbia, there's a standardized lease agreement, which includes all the basic terms and conditions. So if you receive a contract that looks strange or has unusual clauses, it's a red flag. Do your homework and don't be afraid to ask questions. So the last step is to finalizing the deal. Once we both signed the lease and I paid the deposit, which the Canadian government generally requires a security deposit equal to half a month's rent, it was time to prepare for the move. Now, keep in mind that most Canadian rentals are unfurnished, so you will need to factor in the cost and time of getting your place set up. In my case, I didn't have a car yet, so I paid my landlady an extra 600 Canadian dollars to furnish the place for me, including the bed, the nightstand, desk, etc. It was the best decision ever because it means I can move in immediately and focus on settling into my new life. Oh, and here's another reason why having a good relationship with your landlady matters. On moving day, it was pouring rain, and my landlady actually drove over to help me move in. Sometimes it's a little things that makes all the difference. Finding a trustworthy landlord is just as important as finding the right apartment. Here are some tips to help you avoiding getting scammed. The first one is to be aware of anyone who refuses to show you the property or say they are out of town but wants you to wear money anyway. Number 2 is if the landlord doesn't care about checking your background or references, that's a huge red flag. Number 3, looking for the landlord on social media or platforms like Zillow to verify their identity and check if the property is listed for sale. It's better to be overly cautious than to get stuck in a scam, right? And there you have it, my entire rental journey in a nutshell. From the first email to move in, it all happened within just 1 week actually. And I only viewed 2 places before making my decision. I'm not saying luck didn't play a part, but doing your homework and knowing what to look for definitely helped. I hope my experience and tips can help any of you who are new to Canada or planning to move soon. I've also summarized the key points in the video description below, so feel free to save it for later. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!